Shalom. Welcome to Journey with Us International.
We've been watching too many YouTube. Yeah. You sound like you have to be like, welcome back to the channel.
I'm gonna start doing that.
Go ahead. I want to see.
No, I already did it. I already
Oh.
did my. That was my
Okay.
version to clap
Yes, guys.
to welcome you to this channel.
Sorry for that. But welcome, guys. Welcome to Journey with Us. Thanks for tuning in, guys. When you come in the chat, when you watch the video later, make sure you like the video, share it with somebody, because
Oh,
this
my
is
chair
us.
don't scoot more.
This is us.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that we can be organic and transparent with you guys. So, yeah, welcome, guys.
Yeah, it's important in the last days, these robots, you got all these different things going on. And so, yeah, authenticity is important. But guys, I just want to know what is going on. What is happening?
It's too much happening. It's way too much happening. We'll be on here all day talking about what's happening. So,
What's happening?
it's a lot. What's happening is happening. It's
This
happening
election
fast. It's happening fast. It's elections everywhere.
is strange.
Yeah. So good morning, guys. I know it's morning there. It's
very
going on
strange.
evening here in Africa. So welcome, shalom, family. Make sure you like the video. But yeah, it's elections everywhere though. Not
Yeah,
just
but
in
America's
states.
election is special.
Yeah.
If
of
you
course.
know American
Of course.
history, you pay attention to how things went down in the past. This specific one is like, so what exactly is happening here? Because typically you'll have both parties. And by the way, we're not Democrat or Republican. We are neither. Okay. We are independent thinkers. But typically you'll have like very good, or who America says is good candidates on both sides. And you will have even Truth Unedited brought that out. How, I don't know if y'all watched Truth Unedited, but you watched it last week or this weekend, and you said that he brought out the fact that usually, and I'm like, I should have picked up on this. I did think it was weird that they were doing the debate, because when I was a child, my grandparents would like always watch debates. My granny, they would always watch it. And so it would always take place like a few weeks before the election in November. So it's like October, they're doing a few debates.
Yeah, that's what they.
But it's July.
September. Yeah.
It's July. How many months ahead are we right now? August, September, October. We 3 months ahead.
3 months. Yeah.
Why?
Or this is the first time that happened.
Why?
I don't know. I hear that they want to extend the election or the presidency or whatever, or it's not going to be an election at all.
I mean, it's just weird that they would even let the current sitting person in there at this rate, because he has full-on dementia. Anyone that has worked in a nursing home has spent time with their elderly grandparents who have dementia. Anyone just that has any kind of remote experience like that knows that. And so that number one is strange. Number two, why did the debate happen in the summer? Number three, why are the only two people 80 years old?
Going on it, yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, it's a lot to think about. And I feel like, just a month ago, it was so much like I said, it was so much news to talk about. But now they're like slowing down and getting, or having all these distractions with the election. Let us know your thoughts in the comments too about, the elections in the States. Elections really all around the world.
I got some interesting news that I just learned.
Go ahead.
You want to know? Now I'm going to tell you which countries. It's Sweden and Finland. Okay. And y'all know y'all geography, Sweden and Finland. What part of Europe are Sweden and Finland in? They're not far from Russia. But they just announced that it will be a criminal act if you black in Sweden or Finland, if you visit in Sweden or Finland. First of all, I suggest you don't do that. Number two, they just announced that it is illegal, criminal offense to say that the Ashkenazi Holocaust did not exist.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah. They're pushing that a lot. I recently just saw like the anti-Semitic stuff.
They've
Like
been pushed that. They pushed that right out the
something
gates
in
in
college or something. I'm not
1945.
sure. I'm not sure, so
They
I'm not
made
gonna
that up real
speak about
quick.
it. But if you guys heard about that, I know they're pushing that like a law and stuff in the states too, like with colleges and schools and stuff like that. So it's just like, man,
That's a mistake.
it's so much going on. It's so much
It's a
going on.
mistake because they already have so many Palestinian and Muslim and different nations in America. And so, yeah, I don't know why they would be trying to make that a law, especially at this day and age, at this rate in the game, where it's becoming very clear to the world that something is off with those folks, those, Revelations 2:9 and 3:9 folks. The
Mhm.
world's waking up, Africa's waking up, it's the entire earth. It's like, that's strange. And so, how, white supremacy is the white pride. I mean, it's like one of the biggest beasts on earth. Like, just that pride, like, there's no drawback. It's like, I'm going to go harder. It's like, okay, you do that and see what the fruit of it is.
That's what it is. Just falling. Everything's falling. It's not going as they planned. They planned what 5, 10 years ago, and they see like, man, it's not going how it should be. So yeah.
Yeah. Then, in South Africa, this is a little bit old news, but some people in America may not know this. There was a group in South Africa of descendants of Europe who, on the western Cape Coast, do they call it Cape Coast? Or am I thinking Ghana? Cape Town, sorry.
Cape Town, yeah.
Western towards Cape Town, they want to branch off and have like their own peaceful white island right within, Africa, which, like imagine a black person going to China with a group of other black people and saying, you know what, I get so tired of seeing Chinese people here. Can you create me an island for myself right in the middle of China?
That's what it is. They just
You
feel
just
so
wouldn't do
entitled.
that.
The right people. Yeah.
The Western Cape, right? Like they will not stop. And so again, this is why the Most High has used his hand to strike them and say, well, guess what? Your population is ended. He
Hmm.
already gave that command from the heavenlies. He said, look, y'all did this long enough, and this is why you're not going to be repopulated.
Yeah.
But you know how that saying goes, if the devil's backed into a corner, he's just gonna like keep going.
Yeah. He's not gonna stop. But just how you was just saying, like it's a decrease. That's just how it's gonna be. Like it's gonna be a big decrease, a big decline, and a lot of stuff. But also, it's gonna be a big increase in a lot of stuff too.
Right.
So just make sure you're on the right side, like really,
Mm-hmm.
because that's literally what it is
Mm-hmm.
now. Like if you see, um, what am I thinking about? I keep thinking about these floods that's happening.
Okay.
Like it's a
Which
lot.
area?
Um, I just saw something like Detroit to somewhere. I want to say Missouri or something like that. I'm not 100%
Oh no,
sure.
are you talking about Hurricane Beryl?
Even that's like a whole separate type of. It's Detroit up here, Texas
Oh
and,
yeah, yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
is
That's
down here.
true. Yeah.
So it's just like, man, it's a lot. I just saw something that said 25 million people is on alert for flash floods and stuff like that. So that's like, wow, that's a lot.
Get to safety, Y'all
That's
be
a lot
with
to think
you.
about.
I mean, probably those people aren't even watching this, honestly, though, because yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, still
The
be with them.
power outage, like all of it is going crazy.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of increases in good and evil.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
you got to be careful. Like you really got to be really in
Hmm.
tune these last days because the times that we're in, that's what it is. You really have to be in tune. Which side are you going to choose? Which side are you going to be on?
Yeah.
So if you know what I'm talking
Yep.
about, make sure you like the video. 50, 40, 48, and 12 people give us a like.
48 people and 12 likes. Please, if 7 more people could hit the like
Yeah,
button.
shalom, shalom, family.
Shalom
Ah,
Bantu
Dar
Lisa, she's in
Salam.
Dar es Salaam. How do you like it for the
Hallelujah.
first time?
Right?
How's it feel?
Hallelujah. How does it feel? Tell the people in the chat, how does it feel coming to Africa, landing in Africa?
Ricky said, I love that painting in the background. Thank you. I actually painted it. I love painting. Well, y'all know I'm a writer. I love creativity. So anytime I get to
Hmm.
be creative, that's living my best life. And if it's in Africa, even better.
Exactly, exactly. But yeah, we just came on here, guys, to you know, talk about whatever we're gonna talk about. So if you guys want to comment anything, let us know your thoughts about what's going on in the world. Because we don't know everything. We don't see a lot of stuff. We might see it late, or we might see it early. So just give us your thoughts in the comment section or chat. And yeah, we can just go from there.
Yeah, I know
Thank you.
Russia. They announced that they had, because apparently usually when they bomb Ukraine, they don't do it like in the middle of the day. But yesterday they were
They've
like, you
been,
know what, today's a
mm,
different day.
I've been seeing
So
that
there's
too.
that.
Also, I think it is today. The NATO summit is in Washington
Mm.
D.C., so I know it's going to be a lot of news. It might be a lot of war that's about to happen,
It's already, and it's in so many different routes,
or
because
increase, I
even
should say.
thinking of Finland and Sweden, like, what's the mindset behind that?
Yeah. How do y'all feel about NATO, the NATO summit that's happening in Washington D.C. these next couple of days? Or usually, I think they like shut it down for like a week or something. Like it's silent. Like nobody knows nothing just for a certain amount of time.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I have no idea.
I,
I
I,
do not
I
know.
I just saw that like just before we turned it on, so I'm not 100% sure what they're gonna be talking about and stuff, but I know it's something.
The one thing I know is that this is a great time to do like the other families have done that y'all see here on YouTube that come to testify you. This is a great time to book your plane ticket, because hopefully if you're listening to these videos over and over, you will have already had your passport. This is a great time to book your plane ticket and come to a peaceful place. Find an African country that's on the least corrupt list. Find an African country that's super peaceful and 60% more affordable than the West, and start to diversify your lifestyle, because that is going to be the one main solution to all of your problems. And for those of you who are like, oh my gosh, I'm scared, I don't know what to do, don't be afraid. The word says that the fearful are and the abominable have no part in the lake of fire, or sorry, no part in heaven, and they're going to the lake of fire. And so this isn't the time to be fearful. This is the time to think strategy. And if you need like a tangible, how do I think strategy as someone who believes in the Bible? We have a few great examples. My personal favorite at this moment is Joseph's story. Okay?
Hmm.
And Daniel. We have some very wonderful testimonies from the ancient of days to show us how to practically keep the ways of the Most High,
Hmm.
and how to practically strategize in the world that we are in now. And then, of course, we have parables from the one and only King on the throne, the Lion of Judah, in the book of Matthew. We
Hmm.
have a few of them, okay?
Yeah,
We have
Joseph.
a few where he says, be wise with your talents, don't bury them in the ground, because the person who buries them in the ground goes to the master and says, oh, well, I knew you were a hard king, so I just threw my talent in the ground.
Hmm.
And he said, depart from me, you wicked and lazy servant. I don't think that'd be a good thing to hear.
Yeah.
To hear, because from the Most High standpoint, he's like, I know what I already put in you. And so he's looking at you, he's listening to your brain, listening to your thoughts, and you're like, actually, I know the Most High, he has all these laws. He's kind of hard to please. And so I'm just not gonna do nothing. I'm just waiting on, I'm not gonna do nothing. And so he came back and said, you're wicked and you're slothful and you're lazy. I never knew you. Depart from me. Because when Yahusha was on earth, did he not even have a carpenter job? The one person that does not need a job. Why did he have a carpenter job if he did not need a job? These are the questions that I like to ask when I'm going through Bible studies. It's just very, very interesting. And then, of course, we have the parable of the 10 wise virgins, or the 10 virgins, 5 wise, 5 foolish. Get the oil in your lamp, ask the
Yeah,
Most High what your oil is,
it's that
so
time.
you understand what you're supposed to do to be ordained and obedient to his call in your life. Because once he writes you in the book of life and writes down what he wants your life to look like, then you can only assume that you're supposed to be obedient to that because he's trying to do something.
Yeah, you
And
really
so,
gotta. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying, life is easier when you're just aligned with what his will is. Like, it becomes so simple and so easy because you're doing what the one on the throne wants you to do. Therefore, nothing on this planet or in this universe can stop you. And that's it.
Exactly. Yeah, you really gotta seek the ancient path. Um, and if you do, it's it's gonna be simple, and it's just gonna be a straight, simple path. So we are in a time where you have to do that. You have to get back to that. And the only way to do that is to, be obedient to his voice.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's getting very serious. Like, can you imagine? Let's see. Yeah, this is something that blew my mind over the weekend. Um, he said what, eight? It's 8 billion people in the world,
Mm-hmm.
and a quarter of that 8 billion people has to die.
2 billion.
So that's like a lot of people.
That's 2 billion.
And then a fact came out with COVID. I think they said like 7 million or something.
70.
70 million died, but that's a small number to what
Compared to 2 billion.
exactly to compare to what's coming. So it's a lot that has to be done. It's a lot that's going to be done, and you have to really prepare your mind for that. You really have to prepare your spirit for it. You really have to
Mm-hmm.
be really in tune, like with the Most High, because it's like it's getting very serious. You know,
Yeah.
these seasons changing. They It's just moving forward. Everything's just moving forward. It's moving faster. So just make sure that you keeping up with the um, the jog of the spirit, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, because if you're not faithful with the little you have, he's not going to reward you with more. And so if you're someone you're like, I'm trying to get discernment, I'm trying to have the fruits of the spirit. If you're not faithful with the little faith, little discernment, little tiny bits you have, and instead you like to cross the Most High's laws and act wickedly, then you're not going to be rewarded with more, and you're going to reap the benefits of being on the wrong side of the equation. On the contrary, if you are being faithful with the discernment, with
Mm-hmm.
the wisdom, with the understanding, with the generosity, with the kindness, with the meekness, with the right judgment and righteousness that the Most High has called you to, then He's going to give you more. And so it's going to be an incredible time for you. Think about it. And I keep saying the story of Joseph, but y'all, like, read it over and over because it's for this time to
Mm-hmm.
understand how was the entire world in a famine and Joseph was in the best seat that he could, the best seat
Yeah.
on the face of the earth, on the best seat.
Yeah, we was reading now. He said, what was the Jubilees or
Joshua.
Jasher? Jasher. He said he's building his house for 3 years. Oh, it's a big old house. So the Most High is putting people in positions like that. But you have to believe. You really have to believe. Can you imagine being in a position to build something for 3 years? Like it's going to be completed in 3 years? That's something huge. That's something that is like you can't really think about. But the Most High is putting people in positions like that, no matter where you are, no matter what is
Mm-hmm.
around you. Because a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people be distracted about what's around you and not just knowing that the Most High hand is over you or his eye is like looking at you, knowing your future. He already know what it is before you know. So you have to start thinking like, man, you gotta start thinking big, and you gotta say it, and it will happen if you're being obedient. If you're like really striving to, be unified and have that relationship with the Most High, because it's happening, and we can say that it's really happening.
Yeah, it's happening in real time. And the Most High, or I should say, when Yahusha came in the form of the Most High on earth and he's going to heal somebody, There's a particular time where he's going in to heal a sick child, and he even tells the parents to get out. He only takes his three best disciples. He
Mhm.
tells the very parents of that child to leave. That right there, like, pause. Why would he tell the parents of the child to leave? He's like, it doesn't matter what the affiliation is. If you don't have faith, when I go in and heal, you got to go because you're going to mess up what I'm doing.
Really, you have to.
He's trying to raise that girl from the dead. And he's only bringing the best disciples. He had
Mhm.
12 disciples. He's only bringing 3 of them. The child's parents were there. He said, you guys stay. Just like in the hospital, like if somebody has like an alert and they're about to die and they're trying to go in and do CPR, they're like, the parent, you can't be there. Yes, you're
Mhm.
affiliated to the child. That child's important. Yes, but you can't be there because you got to be level headed and you have to be the one to have faith. And so this is the time for the level headed people. And if you're not level headed yet, you might want to get there today because you're
Mhm.
late. Because it's going to be difficult for you in these times if you don't know how to be level headed. If you're hot headed, if your emotions sway up, down, left, right, you got all these spirits on you and you just, you lash out. What they say, what did Yahusha say in Matthew with the when he was delivering someone who had seizures? He said
Mhm.
the father of the child described sometimes he's hot, sometimes he's cold, like he's just. If
Yeah.
anybody has seen a seizure, I used to work in neuroscience, and so I would see people with seizures a lot. And so you would see those manifestations, and it would literally be they're fine for a moment, but then they start seizing and they're convulsing. And whether if they have medication, it may be a little bit tempered down. If they don't have medication, they're flipping, they're going everywhere. These are the type of things that Yahusha was healing.
Mhm.
And so if you're like that in the spirit, how are you going to survive in these times? You're going to lose your mind.
Yeah.
So it would help your entire life and your lineage after you if you could get a level head and be meek and fruitful in the spirit. Galatians 5. All these religious, these Christians, these Hebrews, these whoever you call yourself, we say we know all these laws and all these things, and yet if you can't keep a level head, what laws are you keeping?
Yeah. Let's make it simple, like for real. Like you really gotta say, like once you start to think about stuff, make it simple. It's simple, and I know we keep saying it, but it's
It has to
literally
be
simple.
said.
It has to be simple. If you be like, ah man, I don't know, I just don't know. Just I guess a story today. I had to go to the store, the ATM. This is my first time catching a bus. I thought because I didn't want to
I
call.
thought.
I didn't want to call like our driver and just to do something quick. It's right down the street. It's just a waste of money. So I'm like, no, the simple things is probably catch the bus and you know go to the ATM right down the street and come back. But I thought I was gonna catch the bus, you know, but I didn't. I just kept walking. And I'm like, okay, the simple thing. I'm not just about to, should I stand here and try to find the bus this way, that way? Should I just, no, I was just, I'm going to make it simple and keep going
Hmm.
the way I need to go. And I got to my destination fine, but the decision that I made was very simple. It's very simple. Just keep going. And
Yeah, that
that's
is
basically
simple.
what it is. Like you have to sometimes you have to sacrifice to get to where you're going, no matter what. If you're waiting on the bus, if you're still confused about where the bus stop, because I was confused. I'm like, man, I don't know where this bus
That's a
stop
good
is.
story.
I know it's like somewhere on this road, but should I go to the right? And but that's away from my direction that I need to go.
Right,
So
right.
no, I'm gonna go left and go towards where I need to go. So I just made it a decision, a very simple decision, and it worked out. It was a
Executive
blessing.
decision
Yeah,
making. That's what I'm hearing when you say that. Like the ability to make an executive decision when it matters. And that's something simple, but
yeah.
seriously, you
You
have to
got
know how to make an executive
exactly
decision, the right executive decision.
because you gotta know that you're supposed to be judges of this world very soon. So how can you be judges of this world if you can't make a simple decision? If you can't think
Ooh,
clearly and make a simple decision?
right. Right. If you can't even make a simple decision without asking somebody first.
Yeah.
That's another thing our people do. I don't know if it's because social media or just like the culture that Western society is in or whatever it is. that people like, they'll go ask 59 people, hey, do you think I should, what do you think? And then what do you think? And then by the time you asked everybody what they think, the person you should ask was the Most High, and he would have gave you a singular answer. But by the time you ask all these 7 different people, you're already confused, because now you have 7 different spirits in your brain trying to tell you what to do, when the Most High is like, I was here. I created you. You could have just spoke. And it's not difficult. If you're someone that struggles with praying and having clarity, then it would be beneficial for you to go to Target or Walmart, to get a notebook and to start writing what's on your mind. And as you get those things out of your mind, then you're going to be in the headspace to meditate and to hear from the Most High, and to speak to Him and to hear from Him. But if you just keep continuing in confusion, and I know part of it is, if you're working a 9 to 5, the hustle and bustle of having a 9 to 5, that can get in the way a little bit, depending on how busy you are in the West. But even then, in Corinthians, it says that through our weakness, the Most High is made strong. And so that's a prayer point that our people should be using in the last days. Where I'm weak here, Father, can you be strong in this area? And he'll like he smiles from the throne, like, oh, yes, yes, I can. Because you trust me and you know that I am He that can do all things. Because apart from Him, you can do no good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's John. Stay in me, stay in the vine, and I'll be with you.
Yeah, and you gotta think about like especially if you're a parent, and if you have children and stuff. Because I know the other day when I said something to Josiah, then I walked in the house and I see him kind of like sad, and I'm like, oh man, like, oh, like, but it had to be done. I had to. It wasn't like a discipline thing. It was just like, hey, you don't do that, and then and he was sad, but just you just got to think like how the Most High is like that with us as His children. He needs to
Mm-hmm.
say something to you, and then he's still gonna have that love and compassion for you though.
Mm-hmm.
So you really gotta accept that discipline, accept the truth, and keep it moving because he's always gonna have that compassion. He's always gonna love you no matter what. Like
Yep.
really.
Yep. That's true. Yeah, because us being good parents on earth, how much more can the Father be an excellent, excellent parent?
Hmm.
Excellent, because He is the original parent. He's the blueprint for mothers and fathers, fathers and mothers. And so, yeah. But y'all already know what we saying. Look, if we were y'all, we would get out by November. If you're
Yeah.
just on your last leg and you're like, look, it's August, September, October, November, y'all got 4 months. If you believe you have 4 months, then this is the time. Get your high value skill, make your connections, go to your network events that you need, tie up the things that need to be tied up. We would suggest that you do not bring a shipping container with you. The purpose of moving is
Hmm.
to leave the world behind.
Yeah, and that's really like
That's the purpose.
that.
It's not bring your nicest tea kettle, the biggest trampoline that you loved from when you were 12. That's not the point. And it's so interesting because I love watching like these, I don't even know what genre you would call this, but basically these experts that say, people that don't have all of these things that are attached to them are happier and more like they have less anxiety versus people that have all these like vast collections and all
Hmm.
this stuff and just stuff mounted up everywhere.
That's it's a story. What is it? I'm gonna explain it. I know you know it, but it's when they was taking the land, and the Most High said, burn everything, don't take nothing. But somebody took something and hid it under their tent or something.
Mm.
Um, that's basically what it is. When you need to go do something or escape something, you can't take the old stuff.
Even if you're
It's like
moving
an
to a new
attachment.
phase.
Yeah, it's like an attachment. You got to get rid of the old.
Right. Yeah, because you can have spiritual attachments to objects.
Yeah,
Stuff you just
that's deep,
bring,
yo.
you
Like
trying to
for
bring
real.
everything.
That's super deep right there.
Yeah, and it can cost you your life if you try and bring everything. Because you got generational curses that you need to leave behind. But when you're bringing spiritual baggage, physical baggage, you'll see it in the spiritual, then it manifests in the physical as well. Because moving abroad, just being a human, I feel like maybe this is just me, But I feel like we weren't made to just have 50 million objects with us at all times. It just makes our life so much easier to not own 50 million things. Now I got to go carry these 50 million things over here. Now it's different if you're investing in people, that's different. If you're investing in, hey, I have a worker in this country, hey, I have somebody who can help me here. Those are people, those are humans, those are good investments. Those are good things to invest in. But if it's just like a bunch of teapots and tea kettles and like just random stuff that you got at Target in the dollar section 15 years ago, why? Why? That's consumerism. That's like the deceit of consumerism. That you just buy all this foolish stuff for no reason and then drag it around everywhere with you. And then you get mad at everybody else. When it's your stuff, ain't nobody tell you to do that. That's your stuff. But now you don't know how to be accountable. It goes in, it's so deep. It goes into a lot. Like minimalism is so simple and it makes your life so much easier. You're going to feel lighter. You're going to be a healthier person. You're going to be happier. Your budget's going to be happy too. And if your budget's happy, then you don't have to get in more debt. It solves so many issues to just be a minimalist. Because when you leave America, you start to really see how people live on earth other than Westerners. And you start to see people live with a little. Not only are they living, but they're thriving because they're not in a debt centered area. They're not in a debt centered lifestyle. They don't have anything that's strapping them to 25 years worth of payments. It can really be so simple. It's like that song from Lauryn Hill. It could all be so simple, but you rather make it hard. Like it could really be so simple. And this is the ancient path. The ancient path was simplicity. It's so practical and simple. And so I know some people are like, wow, how do you make this so practical? And it's because the word is that practical when you get out of religion and when you get everybody else out your ear. It's very practical. It's very, oh, do this, don't do that. Then you'll be good like this. Judge righteously. There's that. Stand up for the word. Then that's it. Boom, you're done. Mm-hmm. And now you're unbeatable. Now you can't be stopped.
Yeah. Yep. You gotta be bold too. Righteously.
Yeah, you can't care about the opinions of people because the Most High is not a respecter of people. He's just not. He's a respecter of his name and he exalts his word over his name. Mm-hmm. That should tell you something. Like, just pause right there. Like, just stay on that word. Now, if we serve a Yah that exalts his word over his name, that means you need to know a lot of the word
to please him. Your heart. You gotta eat it every day. It has to be embedded in you. It has to be molded in you. Like, really.
Yeah.
You gotta walk it like every day. No matter what situation you come in across, no matter who you talk to, no matter who's talking to you.
Yeah.
Just know that, hey, you got to stand up righteously and be bold in his word. Because trust me, the place that we in right now with all these idols around, but that doesn't matter to us because we know we are standing on his word. It's very simple.
Yeah, it really is very simple. It's so simple.
But if you talk to the right person or the right wrong person,
what do you mean?
I've been saying that lately, the right wrong person. But if you talk to the right wrong person, they got a whole different opinion, and that's just a big distraction away from the word.
Got a whole different opinion. The struggle.
Yeah, it's just like what? It just doesn't make sense because you see that's what's it, you gotta. It goes back to Joseph. He was in Egypt with all these idols around him, but the Most High still used him because he was solid, standing on his word.
Massively used him.
Like he was building his house for 3 years.
Like the really whole world was in famine. The whole world.
With all these people around doing wicked stuff.
The whole world was in famine.
You gotta think about that. So the Most High really cares about like your heart and what you're going to stand on and how you're going to be righteous to every situation. He doesn't care about, okay, why are you in a land full of all these idols? Why are you in Egypt full of all these idols?
Because y'all knows he's the one who placed him there. Let's start
Yeah.
there.
So
Just start with that.
you gotta make stuff simple, as we keep saying. Don't make it hard. Just stand on his word.
But the thing that makes it hard is religiosity. I don't know if that's a term. I just coined that term, religiosity. The religious, prideful, self-righteous spirit that makes it difficult. Where you're going through with these anxiety attacks, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I gotta do." Like, y'all, cut that out. Cut that out as soon as possible because it's gonna block you from getting the kingdom. It's gonna block you from progressing in these times. It's gonna block you from helping your lineage. It's gonna block just everything. It's just gonna block everything. And it's going to be a big struggle versus if you take the simplicity of the word. And it says in Deuteronomy, it says in Matthew, the word is not so far off that you have to reach up into the heavens. It's not so far that way that it's right in your heart. It's right there. Do good. Walk humbly. Micah 6:7.
Yeah, we're talking about the
Walk
Bible
humbly.
too. Somebody said like, what word are you talking about? Yeah, the Bible.
The word is the only word there is.
Yeah.
There's only one word.
Yeah.
But yeah, y'all. Yeah, people have all the material things in the West, and they're not. You know what? I think it really cemented it in our mind moving to Tanzania in 2020, especially when we got to be up in the mountain regions amongst tribes in different regions, even going down south, and you see people that survive with such a little, and they're happier and more carefree than Westerners who have all of the, whatever it is Westerners have. They're good. Like they're chilling. They're good. They're happy. Like they'll lay out on the ground smiling because they're that relaxed and happy. That's it. That's all. It could all be so simple. But the West wants it to be hard because if it's that simple, then everybody's gonna leave America. If it could really be that simple, then nobody's gonna stay in America. For
Really?
what? With complexity? For what?
Yeah. If it was easy, everybody would do it. That just came on my coach and stuff used to be like, if it was easy, everybody would be here.
Your coach would say
Yeah,
that?
like wrestling, football, just everything, lifting weights and stuff. If it was easy, everybody would do it. And that's basically what it is. It's gonna be hard, but it should be simple.
Simple and hard. And you know what? The way I grew up, I wasn't allowed to say this is hard. This is why I don't like our kids saying, "Oh, this is hard." No, don't say this is hard. Instead, it's a positioning of, "Oh, I have to go through this process to get
It's
to this
challenging.
point."
Yeah.
Hard. What is hard? What is hard? Well, you got the most high. Hard? What?
Yeah,
What's the definition of hard?
you gotta really think like that. I know you'd be like, what is expensive?
What is expensive?
Like
What is
really,
hard?
like really,
What is
you gotta
impossible?
say that. What is it expensive? What is impossible? Nothing is impossible for the Most High.
Yeah.
Like really.
Yeah, but you gotta really know that in your heart. That's where you really have to renew your mind. That's where you have to get in your Psalms 139. You have to meditate on the scriptures, get back to being creative because we were made in the image of a creator, so we should be creative beings. But America wants to rape all of that from you. They want to rape all of your spiritual goodness so they can use it to profit massively off of your ancestors' backs while they just hand everything else over to, the new immigrants.
Yeah.
And then tell you, "Oh, don't go back to Africa. There's too many diseases. You might die." It's a
I think
jungle.
now they'll tell you, if you don't like it, go back to Africa.
Thank you.
It's like, well, I can go. Sure. Okay, we going.
You know what's so funny is that like I just do not argue with ignorance.
Yeah.
I just don't. Like if somebody said that to me, I'd be like, "Okay, thank you."
Cool.
They'd be so annoyed because you just can't take that energy from me.
Mm-hmm.
You argue with me, I'm going to smile and say, "Okay, thank you for telling me about your perspective. Did I make you feel better?" You see how peaceful and simple life could be when you have an easy mindset like that?
Mm-hmm.
Let folks argue with themselves. Because you can guarantee if folks up and down arguing about everything, they go home and argue with themselves in the mirror too. Pray for them. What Yahushua said, he said, pray for your enemies and do good to those who despitefully use you. We ain't ready. Our people don't like to hear that word because then they come up on YouTube. Oh my gosh, Africa's so hard. Oh my gosh, this. Oh my god. If you have the victim mentality everywhere you go, your life is going to be very difficult. Just like new entrepreneurs. Some entrepreneurs make it, some don't. The reason is the mindset. If you're like, oh my gosh, now I have to write another thing, if you have all these complaints all the time, you're not going to reap anything good. And they're going to say, why didn't anyone tell me entrepreneurship is hard? Africa's hard. Why are you always laughing at me?
Why are you so funny?
Don't try to be. I'm trying to get a point, but for real. People, marriage is hard. Everything's hard. Being a parent is hard. You know what I hate? When people come up to me and they say, oh my gosh, how do you deal with your children? Like,
just let them be children.
They're my little people. What do you mean?
Yeah.
What kind of question is that? What kind of mindset is that?
Yeah, we get that a lot.
Oh gosh, I'll be confused. Why would you ask me that? Yeah. Now my question back to you is, how am I supposed to deal with you? Right. Just strange questions, just things that some of these things just should not come out of humans' mouths. But we have come to a place where humanity is so broken. Like, what kind of society is that? What kind of mindset is that? When you look at children that are made in the image of you, made in the image of the Most High, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's okay. Everything's okay. Everything's good.
Everything's fine.
It's really okay. It really is. Like, just say that to yourself for 20 minutes. It's okay.
You sound like me now.
Everything's okay.
Everything's okay.
It's good. Yeah. I mean, but that's even like, I think growing up, that's one way you're similar to my dad, because my dad he had that mindset, like everything's good. Everything's fine.
It is, because man, you just gotta think, man. You woke up, man, everything's good. That's the best part of the day. I'm telling you. And whatever you go through, you back to it the next day. If the Most High allow it, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Everything's good.
Yeah. You just relax and chill. And live a minimalist lifestyle so you don't have all those attachments. I think attachments could be something that causes people a lot of stress. And so if you're attached to too many things, it could be too many people, too many objects, too many spiritual beliefs, right? Because some people that read the Bible, y'all be dibbled and dabbled into a little bit of everything. You got too many attachments. That's why you're all tense all the time. Let these attachments go. You don't need all these attachments. You'll need to study forever. What King Solomon say? The wisest one in the world said all these books, reading all this stuff, being so wise, it's all vanity. And it made him go mad. That should tell you at some point, just stop. At some point, just sit back.
Really?
Like, when's the last time that you told the Most High how great he is? Did you ever write him a poem about how great he is? Did you ever do a painting for him? Did you ever just wake up and just go praise him and go dance? That's the simplicity that it should be. As a human, that's how simple life should be. Did you ever just hear some testimonies on you? I like to listen to YouTube testimonies. That's why we always testify, because I like to listen to other people's testimonies too. Like, oh, that's great. I love seeing how the Father moved for his people. Mm-hmm. Do you ever just do that? You don't have to just stress yourself out to these obnoxious things, whatever it is, whether it's collecting things, whether it's reading books, whether it's studying this, studying that. It's always more, because it's a consumerist mentality. Even if it's studying, it's still a consumerist, greedy. I need to know more. I need to do this. I need to do that. And then this and then that. That's greed. You're filling your belly, your brain belly, that you just want to know everything. You got to collect everything. Gotta have all this stuff. Gotta do this. Gotta do that. Just be an expert in one thing. You don't need to know all the things. That's why I've been a writer for so long. Because I don't want to know anything else. I want to know how to write. That's it. And speak about writing. And that's all. That makes life really simple.
Mm-hmm.
It's so practical and so easy and so simple. The way that it's written out in the word. But it does have to be given to you. I guess that could be difficult if
Yeah.
you're not able to receive it.
You gotta be in the right lane. Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I got. Knowledge is power. Yeah. I guess we can answer some questions.
Yeah. Let us know your questions in the comments. We let me uh, we're gonna go through the chat, but if you got comments, we'll get to it. But yes, guys, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like the video. We appreciate all the support. Um, yeah, leave us some comments.
It's not special, it's prophecy. Facts.
I'm gonna skip most of these because they're solid.
Okay. Yes, like, share, and subscribe if you have not already. Share this with someone who needs to get the heck out of America because it's just complex for no reason. If you believe that your life shouldn't be complex, if you like a complex life, then you can do what you want. Everybody has free will. I'm working on a solution to some of these challenges, but it takes repasts to come together, and that's the hard part. Yirmiyahu ben Yehuda ben Yisrael. Yeah, it does. It definitely does. Bantu Lisa, if you have a Tanzanian resident permit and you renew 2 years and you're not required to leave, FYI. Right. Exactly. Definitely got to bring my Jordan collection. Yirmiyahu, I'm at work, so I'm trying to catch the live. No problem. I'm very curious. What is your primary source of income? Creative, agency. We have lots of videos on this.
Trust in the Most High.
Just go to the channel and watch it, or just look in the description.
Oh, we saw that.
Good morning. I finally caught y'all live. Hey.
We saw that.
Are you in Savannah? I don't know. Does anyone know what primary? Oh, you already read that.
There we go. Watch.
Look, before the time of the Israelites, it's their purpose. People have all these material things in the West and are still not happy. That is a fact. I got rid of so much stuff before my move. Bantu Lisa, yes, that makes it so easy. Like, we had a whole yard sale when we left America. It was a fun yard sale. Those were good times looking back on it. A little bit of nostalgia. D says 2 Timothy 3:1. But know this, that in the last days, critical times are here, for men will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, haughty, blasphemers, disobedient to the word of truth. Yes, this is a fact.
Yes.
I wish I can leave. You can leave, but you have to believe it. Oh, baby G.
Yeah, Gianna.
G mama.
You know she gonna hug me.
Yeah, she about to come in here. Well, if this key turns. Are you okay? Oh, Gigi. You want daddy? But yeah, guys, that is going to be it for this video. Gianna is up from her nap. Is there anything we should bring to Africa? Absolutely not. Except, your passport. I mean, you already have that. Just like if you, like your birth certificate stuff, get your driver's license renewed again, so it's at the farthest extent that it can be, your bank stuff, like practical stuff like that. But that's about it. Small world. The Most High is bringing his people together. Yes, he is. What is the best gold and silver I could invest in SoFi? So they have like a few different ones. They have the gold bullion strategy. That have to be like a different video or members only. But I'll just do a short. They have like the gold bullion strategy, which is like an index fund. They also have just straight gold, like Barrick Gold, which is from the miners. So there's like a few different options. They have a lot of different options on there, but that'll definitely have to be another video. Have a great day. Yes, y'all, we're gonna have a great day. We're gonna go relax because we've been kind of busy today, so we're gonna go relax, y'all. Have a good day. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and check out the links in the description if you want more assistance with traveling to Africa or getting your resources together before you exit America. Talk soon. Shalom, shalom.